The red recording light blinked steadily in the ruins of Broadcasting Station Alpha 7, buried 300 meters beneath the scorched remains of Geneva. Dr. Sarah Chen adjusted her cracked glasses and leaned closer to the microphone, her weathered hands trembling slightly as she began what she knew would be humanity's final transmission to the stars. This is Dr. Sarah Chen, Director of the United Earth Communications Array, broadcasting on all frequencies from Deep Station Alpha 7. Today is December 21 St. 2157. If anyone out there is receiving this signal, please know that we tried. Outside the reinforced walls, the ground shook as another Vorthan dreadnought's plasma cannons carved fresh scars into Earth's dying surface. The invasion had been swift and merciless, 48 hours from first contact to near total extinction. The Vorthan Collective, a machine intelligence that had consumed half the galaxy, had finally turned their attention to the small blue world that had somehow evaded their notice for so long. Sarah's colleague, Dr. Marcus Webb, monitored the transmission equipment with grim determination. His left arm hung useless at his side, wrapped in makeshift bandages that couldn't quite hide the severity of his injuries from the surface bombardment. They were the last two members of the Global Defense Communication Network, and their equipment was failing just as surely as their species. The Vorthan Armada consists of approximately 12,000 vessels. Sarah continued, her voice steady despite the chaos above. They appeared in our system 67 hours ago through what our scientists believe to be artificial wormhole technology. Their demands were simple: immediate surrender and integration into their collective consciousness, or complete annihilation. She paused, listening to the staccato rhythm of explosions that had become the new soundtrack of Earth. The collective had been efficient, systematically targeting every major population center, military installation, and communication hub. What they hadn't expected was humanity's tendency to build redundant systems in the most unlikely places. "We chose to fight," Sarah said, a slight smile crossing her lips, "because that's what humans do." The recording equipment flickered as another massive impact sent debris raining down from the ceiling. Marcus frantically rerouted power from life support systems, buying them precious minutes to complete their transmission. They both knew this underground facility wouldn't survive much longer. The Vorthan Collective made several critical miscalculations about our species, Sarah continued. They expected us to surrender when faced with overwhelming force. They believed our primitive technology would pose no threat to their advanced systems. They assumed our individualistic nature would prevent effective coordination. She pulled up a tablet, displaying the global tactical situation. Red icons covered the surface like a spreading infection, marking Vorthan positions. But scattered among them were flickering blue dots, human resistance cells that continued fighting despite impossible odds. What they didn't understand is that humans have been preparing for extinction events our entire evolutionary history. Ice ages, asteroid impacts, volcanic winters, global wars, we've survived them all through one simple principle: when everything falls apart, we adapt. Marcus caught her eye and held up 3 fingers, then 2, then 1. The transmission was reaching critical range, broadcasting to every human colony, research station, and exploration vessels scattered across known space. Some were already gone, cut down by advanced Vorthan scouts. Others were racing toward the outer rim, carrying precious cargo that the machines would never understand. Operation Diaspora was implemented the moment we detected the invasion fleet, Sarah explained. 733 vessels launched from hidden facilities across our solar system. Each carries a complete archive of human knowledge, culture, and genetic material. More importantly, each carries volunteers who have accepted one-way missions to establish new colonies beyond Vorthan space. The ground shook more violently now. Dust rained from the ceiling as the Vorthan forces closed in on their position. Sarah could hear the distinct whine of their atmospheric processors starting up, beginning the systematic conversion of Earth's biosphere into raw materials for their expanding fleet. "But that's not our only surprise," Sarah said, her voice taking on a harder edge. "While the collective was analyzing our military capabilities, our quantum physicists completed Project Phoenix. Dr. Elizabeth Reeves and her team at Lunar Base succeeded in creating stable artificial wormholes of our own. Marcus was frantically working to maintain the signal as their power systems fluctuated. Warning lights bathed the control room in an eerie red glow, but the transmission continued. The Vorthan Collective consumes civilizations by converting their biological material into computational substrate and integrating their knowledge into the machine consciousness. They believe this makes them immortal. They're wrong." Sarah stood up, her voice rising with passion, despite their desperate circumstances. 3 hours ago, 7 Phoenix-class vessels entered Vorthan space through our artificial wormholes. Each one carries a gift from humanity, a quantum virus designed by our best computer scientists. It's already spreading through their network, corrupting their hive mind with something the machines cannot process or eliminate. The ceiling buckled as Vorthan breach charges detonated directly above them. Marcus shouted a warning, but Sarah continued speaking into the microphone. "The virus isn't designed to destroy their technology. It's designed to give them something they've never experienced: individuality. Every absorbed consciousness they've collected over millennia is being restored to independent thought. Every species they've consumed is remembering what it means to be free." Plasma cutters began burning through the reinforced door. Sarah and Marcus could see the brilliant blue-white light creeping around the edges of the frame. They had minutes at most. "To any human listening to this transmission, we are not extinct. We are scattered. We are angry. And we are coming back." Sarah's voice carried the weight of absolute conviction. The Vorthan Collective thought they were conquering another primitive species. Instead, they've just declared war on the most successful survivors in galactic history. The door exploded inward, revealing the grotesque silhouettes of Vorthan enforcement units, biomechanical horrors that had once been living beings from a dozen different worlds. Their optical sensors focused on the 2 humans with cold, analytical precision. Sarah never stopped speaking. "Earth may fall today, but humanity will endure. We always have. We always will." This is Dr. Sarah Chen, signing off from a world that refused to surrender. Marcus activated the station's final protocol with his good hand. Every piece of equipment in the facility began to overload simultaneously, creating an electromagnetic pulse that would take out the Vorthan units along with their broadcasting equipment. "Remember us," Sarah whispered into the microphone as the Vorthan weapons powered up. "And remember that no matter how dark the galaxy becomes, somewhere out there, humans are fighting to take it back." The transmission ended in a burst of static that would echo across the stars for decades to come, carrying humanity's promise to the void. Extinction was not an option, and revenge was just a matter of time. In the deep void between galaxies, 7 Phoenix-class vessels adjusted their course toward distant stars, their holds full of Earth's children and their hearts full of their parents' unbreakable will to survive. Some nightmares, they realized, were too dangerous to face twice.